You can go
zoom in?
Scroll down on it too if you can, if you don't mind.
To refresh it? What, year to date?
Awesome. What's going on? Thomas Rodriguez here, founder and CEO of Automation Empire here at my house. For those who know, I've been doing a lot of lives with a lot of my Amazon automation clients where we talk about the good, the bad, the ugly, and everything that you guys need to know if you are looking into buying my service and you guys just want to be informed. I'm here with my buddy Tyler, straight out of South Florida, right?
Not too far from here.
Here today, we're just gonna share his story and just let him what he does for a living, how did he find me, how long has he known me, you know, what does he think of the Facebook group, just all the in and outs of the business. So bro, I appreciate you coming out and, you know, doing this live with me. And why don't you tell the people just a little bit about yourself and your age and everything?
Okay, so I'm 22, yeah, down here, local to Tommy. I found out about a service last September, and I've been doing Amazon for a year and a half, about a year and a half. And I thought his service was a no-brainer, and I jumped right into it September, and it's going well now. You know, I have no complaints with the service. It's been great, and yeah, I think it's only going to go up.
Now, when you first heard of the service, you said you were already doing Amazon currently at that time, right?
Yeah, I learned it myself. Took a course, got the background of it, and his service made sense, and I thought I'd give it my store and give it a shot.
Awesome.
And here we are now.
What was your experience like actually selling on Amazon yourself?
I did it for like a couple weeks, man. Then that was it. I got an H store, got it accredited, and then I was done from there. And I said, all right, I found out about a service, and I just put it on hold.
Okay.
And but it still helps, you know.
Yeah.
It still became aged, and it's doing good now.
Now, guys, just the terminology, when we use the word aged, right? So a lot of people who come into the service usually start a brand new store. An aged store is a store that already has selling history on it. You do have the option, we know people, we have connection, I have other acquaintances and people who sell what you call aged stores. Or if you sold on Amazon yourself and you've already had the volume, already have feedback, you already have what is considered an established store, so that it allows you to scale faster, grow faster, avoid half the issues that traditionally a normal new store would have out of the gate. Now, there's a caveat to that though. If somebody's coming in with an established store, let's say for my service, you have to have the credit lines to be able to match it. And what I mean by that is traditionally we say $20,000 on a credit card on a brand new store, because it's gonna start slow. We have to get the feedback, get the sales rolling. We have to, you know, go through all Amazon's rules and BS. You have an aged store, you've already passed Amazon's check. They already are able to give you the buy box. They don't really look at your account as much as they would on a new account. But again, if you do not at least have $75,000 to $100,000 at least on a credit card to fulfill those orders, as you know, we do drop shipping on Amazon, and Amazon pays you every 2 weeks. If you don't have 75 to 100 grand at least, it's gonna be really hard for us to scale that store that's aged. And speaking of that, your store went live when? February 1st, was it?
Yeah, right around then.
So that's been about almost 5 months.
Yeah, 5 months.
Okay, and he's pretty much almost at the breaking point. Again, we're gonna show the numbers, we're gonna turn it over, we'll show his Amazon app, we'll again show all the numbers and stuff like that in a little bit, but almost 5 months, when you have an established store and the credit line to match, you're able to grow much faster. I'm not saying it doesn't have issues. I'm not saying there's not, you know, things that can't go wrong with it. What I am saying is that you traditionally the issues that you would have on a new store, you won't traditionally have them on an established store. So if you're looking into my service, we obviously can't provide you the sources to be able to get an aged store. Otherwise, you can start a brand new store. And again, it's just gonna start smaller anyways and slower to get the growing phase. So why don't we dive into, you know, before we obviously talk about numbers and stuff like that, why don't you tell the you know, people that are watching this, how much capital did you come in here to start with?
Maybe it started 50, 60, but once you start selling, you can easily get it ramped up, talking to your banks and who your cards are. And there's plenty of ways to do some research and find out how to get that capital increase in it. It helps a lot. And that's not a worry for me.
Okay.
Capital with an aged store, so I'm glad I got that out of the way.
22 years old starting off with 50, 60,000 in capital. What do you do for a living right now? Like that, you know, like do you have anything else that's going for you? Or
I'm doing real estate investing, so that definitely helps somewhat with capital. But you know, money's just bouncing around right now, man. You know, there's
absolutely
nothing.
So you do real estate mostly? Is your focus in South Florida?
Yeah, exactly. All over Florida. All over Florida. Do it completely virtual. Probably looking to get into a couple other states soon.
Awesome.
It's been great. You know, same thing. Making money through my laptop and phone. That same thing with Amazon. So it's a theme right now.
It's a theme.
Yeah.
What kind of real estate do you do?
Just single family for now. Just selling to investment trusts and that. I got a partner of mine who runs it with it, and it's something for now to raise capital and see what happens from there in a couple of years. You know, and
awesome.
The Amazon store is gonna help greatly. I mean, what 10 grand in a month doing nothing. You know, and 4 months in. And I think it's gonna
can't go wrong with that.
Yeah, it's only gonna go up. You know, capital is getting higher. We'll keep scaling and keep scaling. So
absolutely. How long have you heard about Amazon automation? You started doing. You paid for my service September 2020.
Yeah.
And you said you were doing Amazon you paid for a course, you learned it from someone else, and which was great. Then you did it a couple weeks yourself. How long have you actually known about my service though?
I don't know. I remember seeing you at the gym. I don't know what you did. I saw the crazy cars and all that stuff, and I think I saw a couple of videos from YouTube, and it was Amazon and drop shipping, but I didn't know about the service. I got an Age store. I got an Amazon store. I know it works. Fuck, might as well do it. You know.
Now, how much did you pay for my service?
I got in at 25,000. So, and what is it? And it bumped up to 30.
Yeah.
I think like a week before.
It might have been 30. It might have been 30 when you paid, but now it's obviously different levels, different packages.
No, because I paid right before Q4 when you guys were raising it to 30. I got in at 25.
Ah, yes.
And then remember, because we were possibly going to start the store Q4, but we decided.
You waited.
Yeah, we waited.
Now, guys, for those who are watching, traditionally, obviously, my prices have obviously gone up based on the volume of level that we're doing with clients to the infrastructure that I'm putting out. And for those who do not know, since actually about September, October, I decided I no longer wanted to deal with VAs, virtual assistants, and I've said this on stories, videos. For those who know, I've had the same VA since 2015, the same manager, the same person that I was working with. And they've done a tremendous job. They've done an amazing job. The biggest problem live was when it came to solving problems and fixing things and having control, it was really hard for us to do that because we had, again, VAs. I didn't own the building, I didn't have employees, I didn't have a software, like my own dedicated in-house software. You know, my consultant to my marketing team, a lot of things weren't in-house. Literally as of March 1st, May 1st, excuse me, everything came in-house. I no longer have VAs, I have employees in Bogota, Colombia. They wear my shirts, the pens, the laptops, everything's dedicated. I actually own the building. I created a software or had a developer team make a software for a little over 400 grand that does the auto ordering, that finds the products, lists the product, add tracking numbers, all that great stuff. Now, granted, at the time of this video, there's been certain setbacks and Amazon denying it and things that we're, you know, trying to make work, but that's just me being transparent. It's still there, it's still coming out, we're just waiting for it to be approved so we can obviously utilize it on behalf of our clients. We put out a couple $1 million literally in the last 8-9 months to grow my infrastructure. I did not want my clients who were paying 25-30 grand to feel like we didn't have control, because in the beginning, when your store even got started, right, wasn't there a few issues that were happening like back to back?
Yeah, there's a few. It was a few silly things like sending the wrong stuff. Like there was like the soda machine that was completely different.
Yeah.
Sent them all out. I mean, you were cool enough to take care of me on that. You know, it cost a little bit, but it was. I mean, after that, it's been so smooth. That was like a week. That was like a weekend. But I think because I had an Age store, I possibly could have got suspended.
Absolutely.
You know, it did do some damage to the account health, but it got straightened out after that, and it's been going really well since.
Again, just to clarify that, guys, basically all I was saying is that when we used, obviously, the VA that was assigned to our store 2 times back to back, we sent the wrong product, they listed the wrong product, weren't selling it, so things were happening. One thing, even with employees, I'm not gonna act like that can't happen with employees, because we're still human, even with software. Nothing is perfect. I never even want to act like my business is perfect, because there's nothing perfect about my business and what we do. We are trying to strive, obviously, for perfection and keep working on that. But be honest, as I've been an entrepreneur for over 9 years now, I can tell you right now that I don't know any business out there that even is close to perfect. Everything is constant evolving, constant growing, constantly trying to get better. Every time you fix 1 or 2, 3 issues, boom, you got another 5, 10 issues that are just hitting you in your face. And it sucks, but that's why there's not a lot of people who are CEOs. That's not a lot of people who are not at the, 8, 9 figure empire. The bigger you get, the harder it becomes. And obviously you have to have more management, more control, more power, and you are gonna expect to have a lot more issues. And that's why a lot of people who, when they get to new levels, they sell their companies, because the stress that comes with all that issue is sometimes for these people just not worth it anymore. Hell, Jeff Bezos stepped down. He doesn't really want to be dealing with all that stress and headache, and he wants to obviously go off and do other things, right? So also, I just had my second event, and speaking of things not going as planned, this did not go as fucking planned, okay? So my second event, we just had it in the same location we had the first event. We went out there and come to find out that the people booked the wrong date. They booked a Saturday when it was a Friday. Therefore, and we had to clear out everybody out for that Friday night. Things got so messed up that it cost me to spend another almost 40 grand. Now keep in mind, I've already spent 40 grand to lock in this event, but I had people flying in from all over the freaking states to get to that event. I could have said screw it and made up some BS, and people would have just showed up to the event and there would have been nobody there. But obviously I want to make sure that I'm doing right by obviously my clients and my people and my reputation. And these events aren't just so that we can sell anything. We don't sell anything. Hell, we didn't charge you to come, right?
No, of course not.
What did you think about the event? Also, what do you think about our Facebook group that's for the community of people that are for support?
I think it's great. Nobody else is doing it like that. The event is always a blast down in Miami. There's some great people there. We had a great time. Of course, obviously it was a little different than planned, but you still fucking pulled it off.
Yeah.
You did what a lot of other people wouldn't do. They probably say, screw it. It is what it is. We dropped some extra money on it, made it pull off. I mean, I obviously don't want to let everyone down because they all flew in there, but
of course,
it was still a great time. We still got what we got to get done.
Absolutely. But just to kind of piggyback off what he said, it's not bragging or boasting when I truly say, when I'm dishing out almost 6 figures for an event that I don't make any profit off of. I'm doing this on behalf of the clients, so that people can utilize and again network, because I used to go to events when I first started as an entrepreneur, multi-level marketing events and sales and stuff like that. And it wasn't the events that changed my life, I think, or perspective sometimes. It was the connections that I made, because somebody that goes to my event might link up with Tyler and they might do some real estate deals together, and those deals might make them another 7 figures or high 6 figures or whatever the case is. So sometimes it's about the connections that you make at the event. So how do you do you check on that group a lot? Do you feel like it's informative?
Yeah, no, it's been great. When I first joined, it was like I got almost every answer from there. I even paid one of the guys from here to help me out with everything. There's so many helpful people in that, and people were posting their numbers up. Everyone comments on it. You get 50 to 100 likes and comments on everything. I think it was super helpful, especially for people who don't have any idea where to start.
Absolutely.
What you could do, you could go pay someone in there and he'll get you all set up.
Oh, for tax exempts?
Yeah, they have resources for everything.
Absolutely.
Tax exempt. Joseph Lang for Tax Emperor.
That's right.
Walmart. Everything you need is in that group. Especially with Fresh Desk, you have all the frequently asked questions, and that's awesome. It's awesome.
The app. Do you use the app to pay your bill?
Yeah, I do for invoices.
Convenient?
Yeah, of course. Yep.
And now, the app, just for those who don't know and haven't been following, I have an app as well that I created that allows people to check their monthly sales, put in their referrals. A lot of people for a long time wanted to pay their bill that they invoice once a month. They wanted to pay it on there because then they can utilize the cash back off their credit card just for paying their bill on top of that. So it's kind of like a nice little discount. So we utilize that. We make sure that we listen to what my clients want. But even with all this, and again, guys, we'll talk about some of my new packages in just a moment, and then we'll dive into his numbers. We'll talk about the revenue, the profit, and stuff like that. But we want to make sure that everyone obviously has a good experience here, right? And just because everything that I want as a solution and people want a solution, the whole Columbia thing, a lot of things people wanted us to have more control. They want to talk to the employees. They want to talk to the person that's managing this store. They want this. A lot of things have been in the works, and it's setting us up for long-term success, long-term strategies. So real quick, let's just dive into some of my new packages that also I have that I released not too long ago. I do not have just a single package tier anymore. Because we have it in-house, we are able to get rid of just the single package tier level and create 3 packages, basically $10,000, $25,000, or $35,000. Now, real quick, each package obviously has different profit splits. So the $10,000, if you pay that, it's a 50-50 profit split. You pay that, and again, 50%, if you make 5K a month, or that month, you pay $2,500 for the employees and the work and the stuff that was done. It has a $10,000 a year renewal. Now, keep in mind on the renewals are only based on you making your money back, minus and also the maintenance fee. So if it's $10,000 and that's your renewal, within that year, if you made $25,000 profit and you paid the team $8,000, again, I'm not doing the math off the top of my head, or let's say $12,500, you still made a net profit on top of your initial investment after the team was already paid out. So obviously you would be subjected to a renewal. The $25,000 is a 60-40 profit split with a $7,500 a year renewal. $35,000 package with a 70-30 profit split, and you pay $5,000 a year renewal. Now, one thing I didn't touch upon is suspensions. Now, and we're gonna dive in and ask if he's been suspended as well, but with each package, the $10,000, we don't cover any suspensions. We can give you scripts, we can give you desks, we can obviously give you connections and people who handle suspensions. Suspensions are anywhere between $1,000 to $3,000 based on your suspension, and you can obviously cover that. Now, keep in mind, you may not get suspended in a year, 2 years, might be 6 months, might be 2 months, might be a month. Obviously, there's so many reasons why you could get suspended. The $25,000, we cover one suspension a year. $35,000 package, that's unlimited coverage on suspension. So if you get suspended, hypothetically twice in a year, we have you on both of those suspensions, so you don't obviously have to come out of pocket. Now, speaking of suspensions, you came in with an established store. Have you been suspended?
I have not.
You have not?
No.
Okay.
I don't plan on it.
Good, that's good. Did you know that was a risk though when you were signing up?
Yeah, of course, of course.
The team on the phone, my contract, did everything that all the due diligence you did. You weren't like misled that wasn't a possibility,
No.
right? Okay. And the reason why also I have to make sure that's clear is because there's a lot of people out there that, again, they just show you the fucking highlight reel. They don't talk about the good, they don't talk about the bad shit that happens. There's so many things, and of course we have solutions for every single kind of problem that there is, but that doesn't mean some of these issues on our end are unavoidable. Like, as much as he would want to say, I don't plan on getting suspended, nobody plans on it getting suspended, you know what I mean, at the end of the day, but it does happen, and it is a real risk. If you are too scared of getting suspended, no matter what platform, whether it's Walmart, Facebook, Amazon, it is a real risk in every single freaking platform. So if you can't handle it, it's best to not do any kind of e-commerce automation or e-commerce at all, because it is a real risk. It's like stocks. It's like cryptocurrency. That shit goes up and that shit can go down. It's no different. The problem is people see the service, and a lot of people now have copied my business model for the last, almost 3.5, 4 years. That there's a lot of people that just show you the highlight reel. They don't talk about the bullshit that happens in the business, which therefore gives people this perception that this business model is totally perfect and it's passive and all that other shit. And speaking of passive, do you do any work on your store now?
Honestly, I do check it 5-10 minutes a day, and that's what I think it takes. You see a message pop up that looks suspicious, check it out. I think it saved me a good amount of times checking through inventory. Just little stuff. I say 5 to 10 minutes a day. I think it's definitely worth it.
But you don't do any manual labor though.
No, of course not. But 5-10 minutes a day. I think it's to make $10,000 a month to check on it.
Is that how much you're making?
Yeah, that's what I got.
Take?
That's what I got last month. I think that this past month was like about 9 or something.
The thing is, so why don't we show the Amazon app on your phone, and then why don't we show you numbers as well? Because that's really what people want to see at the end of the day. They like hearing all this, but people want to make sure to, they see the numbers. Numbers are sexy. You could just show the last 30 days. I think, now your store's off right now, right? Vacation.
Currently off for the past 3 days because I'm switching over to Colombia. So I did have on vacation for the past 3 days, but still, I hit like 70,000 this month, and I shut it off for 5 days. Man, you can see it. Yeah. It's going up.
So do you still have your 30-day supply though?
Like last 30 days?
Yeah,
oh,
okay.
76.
Yeah, so why don't we show that to the camera? You don't have, you can go.
Zoom in?
Scroll down on it too if you can, if you don't mind.
To refresh it?
Yeah.
And then, year to date, 260.
Alright, so you're happy with that so far, yeah?
Of course.
Turn around, let's show you numbers.
What, at 12% return? And this is, I think this is after I pay out the team too.
Yes.
Yeah, so I'm just at 20.
Let me see. That may be before you pay out the team. Even if it's not, you're gonna make your money back in the next couple weeks to a month. Guys, everything here is about transparency. I don't like to bullshit, and I don't like to tell people what the fuck they want to hear. And I think that's what a lot of people tell me that they respect and value about my business, is that we talk about the good, the bad, the ugly, and again, as much as I would like to show you guys just the highlight reel, I want to make sure that people understand what to expect when they're coming into my service.
Oh, look at this. I mean, this product, I sold it for $75 and I got it for $30. I sold like infinite amounts of underwear. The craziest stuff is selling and it's super profitable.
So,
underwear.
So guys, and that's one question we do get a lot, so we're gonna go into some Q&A. What products do you sell? If you can make a profit, I don't care. We don't care if it's underwear, vibrators, toys. We don't care. Profit is profit at the end of the day. Real quick, why don't we dive into any Q&A? What time are we at here? 26. All right. Tommy talks too much. I've already kind of been expressing it on a lot of my stories that Walmart Automation recently just suspended 200 plus stores. There's chargebacks up the ass going on right now going on with Walmart. You're getting a lot of returns to people's houses. There's a lot of issues. It's kind of looked at, in my opinion, as a beta platform right now. People keep asking if I'm going to do it. Yes, it's something I want to do, but it's not something that I feel comfortable putting my name entirely on right this moment just because of all the shit that's going on. I'd rather focus on the infrastructure. A lot of what I've seen and a lot of other people have seen, even some of these people that are now out of businesses, Amazon automation started getting too tough for them. They heard of Walmart automation, they started rolling over to Walmart automation because they did not want to fix the issues that were going on with Amazon. They'd rather run and they'd rather put people in something else and make money. I mean, at the end of the day, I probably would have made at least another couple $1 million, and I'm not bragging when I say that. I have a lot of clients that wanted to pay for it, but I did not want to accept more money until I was fixing some of the issues with getting this Columbia going, with this, with the software, with this. So like at the end of the day, I want to make sure that my people are good so that when I say I'm launching something, there's without a doubt in their mind that the only reason I'm launching it now is because everything is secured, everything is good, and people's investments are protected at the end of the day, right?
I was actually like pretty high on Walmart. I heard no suspensions, they don't hold your money. I'm like, oh shit, this is the thing. And then I waited off like a month or so. I was gonna do it sometime soon actually. And then I started seeing all this stuff about it, and it made sense. Why don't I just buy another store from you? So I'm gonna buy another store from Tommy. I'm gonna buy an H store. Instead of Walmart could be 40, 50K, I'm gonna come probably in an H store. You think I could probably be in 35, 40
easily
with the H store, selling right away, making profits probably right away.
Absolutely.
And I think that was probably the best way to do it for me too. So I think it was pretty cool.
Absolutely. And guys, keep in mind, the difference also between Walmart and Amazon, when you shop online, 90% of people shop at Amazon. The traffic is still unbeatable. You can compare Walmart, Facebook, Home Depot, the top 10 retailers combined, and they still won't compete with Amazon. Again, both platforms have their issues. I'm not gonna sit and act like Walmart isn't doing anything great. They have some good stuff going on, but they're holding money for 6 months, whereas Amazon can hold your money for 90 days. The suspensions for the most part are unappealable, and for some that can be, they're making you wait 30 days just to appeal it. Again, you got most returns going to your house. There's so many different issues. I'm not saying that in 60 days, 90 days that people won't find a fix or have different solutions, because that's what we do as entrepreneurs, right? So my man here wants to get a second store, get an established store. You get an age store, again, I'm not, don't promise anything, but it's more bulletproof than if you come in with a brand new store out of the gate, right? So, and you're able to scale a lot faster, but if you do, you have to have the capital to match it. If your capital is only 10K and you get an age store, we're gonna have to treat that like it's a brand new store, and even that's sometimes hard because we pick out 3 products and 2 of those 3 products might sell like hotcakes because now you have an established store. So you have to make sure that you come in with the proper credit. Now, guys, with that said, we're gonna get ready to wrap it up. As always, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope you guys enjoyed the transparency and us just being honest, and hopefully you have the attention span to watch this 30-minute video kind of breaking down the service. So again, Tom Rodriguez, founder of Automation Empire, with my boy Tyler. We're checking out. We'll see you on the next one. Let's go.